President Trump calling for change in the wake of double mass shootings.
Yeah, but what kind of change exactly is needed? And on such a polarizing issue, what can Congress actually do?
Joining us live to respond is Texas Congressman Brian Babin. Sir, thank you for joining us this morning. We certainly appreciate it. I'm curious what you think of these so-called red flag laws, because a lot of people right now are hung up on the fact that this shooter in Ohio had this alleged kill and rape list going back to high school. And people are saying, you know, how is this person able to legally access a gun? And what can we do to stop this? So would those red flag laws perhaps stop something like that going forward?
Well, red flag laws do have the potential to stop it, but they also have a potential to do harm as well, because a red flag law is an infringement, can be used to infringe upon your constitutional rights. I'm not saying that will happen, but it could happen. With my bill, I've got a bill out. It's called the TAPS Act. It's H.R. 838. And you can find it at babin.house.gov/TAPS. And this will not be any infringement on anyone's civil rights, a way to be able to grab someone's guns or lock them up or to do anything like that. And we've got a bipartisan bill here. And, you know, it's terrible to be sitting here even talking about this horrible, tragic incident. In fact, two incidents that seem to be occurring now on a weekly basis. My heart goes out to the victims and the families here, but we have a solution. The American people, every comment I hear on this thing is, Congress, please come together, get a bipartisan solution to this, and let's act. And we've had the TAPS Act, H.R. 838. It was introduced last session. It's been introduced since the beginning of this session, and we have over 100 members of Congress who are co-sponsoring, equally bipartisan, Democrats and Republicans. We've got over 50 outside groups and associations, including the National Sheriff's Association.
Let me just cut in here real quick. Just tell us a little bit about what the TAPS Act is, because a lot of liberals are going to say that this doesn't go far enough, that Republicans are in the NRA's pocket, that this bill is not going to solve anything. How do you defend against that?
Well, Rob or Jillian, one of y'all said this just as we started the interview. You know, how does somebody get a gun? How does somebody come out of the blue and do something like this? Well, this fella evidently in Dayton, Ohio, had left a lot of tracks. He had given off a lot of signals. He had a rape list, a hit list, etc. The shooter down at Parkland, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, had interaction with the local police department 39 times. These people don't just come out and snap and do this on the spur of the moment. They plan, they talk, they leak their information, their plans. We know about this, and this threat is called Behavior Threat Assessment, Mitigation, or Management (BTAM), and it's not anything new. This is a process that's scientifically proven. It was invented or come up with by the U.S. Secret Service after President Reagan had an assassination attempt, and that's been over 35 years ago, so it's nothing new. And this is not an expansion of any law. This is getting a federal proven process that works into the hands of the local and state police forces, schools, universities, any other entity that wants to be trained up. This is a training program, and it will save lives. It is proven. And you know, if it's saving the lives of diplomats and presidents and Congress, Capitol Hill Police, they have the threat assessment method, and many celebrities and Los Angeles Police Department has used it for many years.
I guess you wonder
if it's good enough for the president, celebrities, then it's good enough for the rest of the people of this country. And that's why we need to do this.
Sir, if it's proven, then why aren't we currently doing it?
Well, it is happening on the federal level. It is not happening. For instance, Nicholas Cruz at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, 39 times interacting with with the local police department. Nobody connected the dots. This fella in Dayton, Ohio, same thing. Nobody's connecting the dots. We need to train up people in all of our law enforcement, universities, schools, private entities that will have a threat assessment unit that will put these dots together and stop these people and mitigate them.
Let me ask you one final question, because a lot of the conversation right now has moved to to the kind of weapons that we allow civilians to get in this country. An AR-15 and AK-47 used in these 2 shootings. In one of them, in 24 seconds, more than 30 people were shot, 9 were killed. Should a weapon like that be accessible to American civilians?
Well, we always, a knee-jerk reaction. The Democrats go to gun control. The Republicans go to let's arm everybody. We have to get away from the weapon and the instrument of use here. We've got to be proactive. You said it. Within less than a minute, this shooter was interdicted by the police in Dayton, Ohio. But in 1 minute, he was able to kill people. And so once the first shot is fired, you're too late. You can't be reactive, and that's why we have to be proactive. The TAPS Act, H.R. 838 will be proactive. Right. We can get this and do it bipartisanly. The people want it.
Congressman, thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate it.